Now, live from Fort Smith, Arkansas, Caleb Jenkins.
Whoops. How you doing, everybody? Now, my name is Caleb. Not gonna tell you my last name. You know why? Confidential. You may look me up and you may be like, who is this? Well, it's me. How you doing? How you doing? Now, you can see behind me this wonderful picture of my hometown, Fort Smith, Arkansas. And you know, it's just a picture. The cars aren't even moving. I can touch them. Oops. Okay. So today I'm just going to be talking to you about some life topics, and you know, maybe my life and how it affected me and got me to where I am. You know, this pathetic place where I am right now, just sitting in a chair talking to a phone. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. This is a great job. This is a great job. Now, we're going to be talking about a great thing that will happen in life every step of the way. Love. The big old love. You know, I've had some very up and down relationships in my life. Now, it all started in kindergarten. I was a little player back then, you know. I was like having one girl on this arm, one girl on this arm. I'm like, how you doing? How you doing? I'm just kidding. I only had one, and she wasn't even a girlfriend. I just kissed her in front of my teacher, got in trouble. Yeah, not a good choice by me. Now, she was very short as well. And I kissed her. It was like, I don't even remember it. But, you know, my mom always tells me, she's like, hey, you kissed a girl in kindergarten. And I'm like, Mom, I did? Alright. I'm like, hey. Fortunately, it didn't even get really any better going into my later stages in life. The funny thing is, the one girlfriend that I do remember wasn't even really nice to me. It was in 5th grade. I was in elementary school and I had this girlfriend. I met her at a summer camp. It was an art camp. I know what you're thinking. Art camp? Is that where you paint and draw? Yes, it is. And it's kind of boring. I'm going to tell you that. It's kind of boring. Don't go. Please don't. It's just going to ruin your life. But I did meet a girl there. And it just so happened she did go to my elementary school the very next year. And I was like, hey girl, how you doing? You know, I met you and I was like, hey, you looking fine. You know, you wanna, yeah. She's like, whatever. So, you know, I ended up dating her, and, you know, as things went along, you know, it kind of went downhill from there. And I was like, girl, I don't think it's going to work out. I really don't. And, I'm just kidding, by the way. She broke up with me. I just gotta keep it together. Okay. I think I'm good now. And I was devastated. I went up to her and I was like, please don't, please. She's like, go die in a hole. It'll get me back together. She's like, just go die in a hole. Oh, I was like, does anyone have a shovel? Does anyone have a shovel? I was looking for a shovel, and I was gonna go dig that hole, and I was just gonna sit there and think about my life choices. But I didn't even have a shovel. It was a regret of my life. I should have found a shovel. I mean, look at me now. Okay. But the next year, 6th grade, I went to a middle school. I got in with new people, and I found this girl. I looked at her, and I'm like, you know what? She doesn't look like the kind of person who would tell me to go die in a hole. Turns out she kind of was. She didn't tell me to die in a hole, but, you know, she was very bossy. Very bossy. She was also short. You know, looking back on it, wasn't a very good decision at my time. Nope. Because, I mean, if I wanted to do anything, I'd probably be like, hey, you wanna do something? You know, if I wanted to, like, hold her hand, I had to squat. I mean, that wouldn't have been good. But after a terrible 1.5 years, I finally decided to break up with her. And, you know, it was one of the best decisions of my life. The two people that are probably watching, you know, the cameraman's probably watching, you know, I may watch later, you know, but that's pretty much it. I don't expect it to reach anything big or anything, you know. But don't hate on me because I'm about to tell you something, and, you know, it makes me a bad person. A joy to see what it did. Alright, so, come in close. Now, I went up to her. You know, the entire day I was building it up to make it like I got a surprise for her. You know, maybe like a cute little present. You know, this was unexpected. I go up to her. She was sitting at the lunch table and you were about to go outside. So, I go up to her and I'm like, hey girl, I got a surprise for you. You want to know what it is? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm breaking up with you. And you know what I did? You know what I did then? I mic dropped. I was all like, mic drop, and she was like, oh. And I took off running before she could like beat me up, because you know what, I bet she would have beat me up. Anyway, I took off running. Cool thing happened after that. You know, most girls chasing after me in my entire life, and probably the rest of my life. So I went outside, you know, I had my friends, I told them what I did. They're all like, dude, that is so cool, dude, you finally grew a pair. And I'm like, thank you. It was very exciting. But all of a sudden, pretty much the entire girls in the school come out and they're like, Caleb, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? I'm just looking for answers. So they start chasing me. And my friends are like, dude, book it. And I'm like, I'm running around the entire playground. Meanwhile, everyone's chasing me. They're like, Caleb, why'd you do that? And even after into classes, they're like, you shouldn't have done that. That was very, very rude. I'm like, so? I mean, do you really care? It wasn't you. I can mic drop you too, girl. But I didn't. That was a very nice lady who was talking to me. So after I broke up with her, I was a single bird. I was a single man. I was flying free. Baby. And, you know, it was great. But now there's this one girl who I thought I would like. And I kind of do. I went on a date with her to the movies, you know, but don't tell her, but I was more focused on the movie than her, you know. I mean, we didn't even buy popcorn or anything, so I was kind of bored, you know. I was focusing on the movie. The movie was supposed to be scary, but I knew what was going to happen anyway, so I was just like, She was like holding on to my arm, like, oh, that's so scary. I'm like, huh? Yeah, totally. I want some popcorn right now. But I didn't. Yeah, it was kind of fun. And I'm just talking to her now. She's kind of like, you know, want to go out with me? And I'm like, you know, I'm not really into relationships right now. But, you know, if a smoking hot girl came up to me and she's like, hey, I'm like, oh, you want to go out? But as long as the other girl doesn't know. So that is my crazy love life. And, you know, in the future, it'd probably only get crazier because a lot of things can happen when you get older. Now, let's move aside from stories with girlfriends. I probably broke something right there. Let's talk about good old-fashioned baseball. Because everyone loves baseball, right? You know, you hit the ball, you run around and do stuff, yeah. I don't like baseball, it's boring. I fall asleep at every game I watch or go to. I mean, you know, you'd think it'd be like, oh my gosh, this is so fun, but it's really not. I'm like, ooh, I'm like, is anyone out of a pillow? I will use anything. I will even use this random person sitting right next to me. Thank you for the pillow, because even talking about this is getting me tired. I'm gonna be... Anyway. Whoops. Okay. So, see this baseball? It's game ball. Feel, come close. See this? That is where the ball was hit with the bat. Scuffed it up and everything. It's cool, right? So the guy caught it and he's like, who wants this ball? You know, he threw it in the stands and I was like, I want it. I had my glove and everything. I almost dropped it. That's how bad I was at baseball. I'll talk about my baseball experiences later because, whew, Whew, those are pretty funny too. I hate baseball. Now, the funny thing is, I went to the Arkansas Naturals baseball game. You know, this is our team. Woo! We're not even that good. I went to the game, and our mascot is like a chicken. It's just this big old chicken. If we could find a picture of it, anyone? Right, there is no one. There, I don't even have a crew. It's just a guy holding it up his phone. Thank you, by the way. Yeah, alright. So, anyway, I got this ball, and I was like, hey, you know what? I want to get it signed by the chicken. I was young, and I was dumb. Because looking back on this ball, this is like a full-on authentic game ball. And then all of a sudden, in blue ink, in some ugly cursive, I got an autograph by the chicken. He doesn't even have a name. It's just the chicken. Are you serious? Like, you could have been like Carl or Cleo? I don't even know if it's a dude. But it's just the. What's your first name? The. Last name? Chicken? Let me get this right. The chicken? You lays an egg right there. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for the laughs, camera guy. You're the only one in the audience. Those laughs you're hearing right now, they're not even real. I mean, they're just like a holding up his thumb. Eating like a cheeseburger. Oh, this is boring. I know it's boring. They don't even pay me to do anything. Like, oh my gosh, you expect me to sit in this chair right in front of a TV? It's not even it's just a picture. You want to think that, like, oh, I got this nice window right here. Look at all the townspeople. It's just a TV. I watch like stuff on there. Yeah. Anyway, the chicken. Crazy, right? Anyway, let's get on to my baseball career. Now, it was the tee on it and, just like whack it. I was pretty bad. I thought I was good. No, I wasn't. I thought I looked cool, and I bet I did look cool in that helmet and everything. I had a belt. Probably greatest I've ever looked. Yeah, okay. But T-ball, right? I'm terrible. They put me in the outfield, and as you know, in T-ball, these are little kids, right? So you're hitting it, and it's like going like 5 feet. So I'm way out in the outfield. Meanwhile, the ball is like way up there. So you know what I do? I just sit down, and I pick some dandelions. There were flowers out there. This was how bad this field was. There were flowers. They didn't even take time to care for it. So I'm just like, picking my flowers. They're like, hey, get up. I'm like, pick another one. Maybe pick 2 at a time. Like, yeah. I'm like a kid. So I'm picking dandelions, and all of a sudden, the ball actually makes it that far. And I'm like, huh? What do I do? So I just picked some more flowers. I'm not even joking. I picked some more flowers. Eventually, I got the ball, and he already scored and everything. I'm that bad. But funny thing is, I was put at pitcher one time, and we didn't even pitch. It was just a guy standing on the mound. Like, in baseball, you're supposed to throw the ball, and they're supposed to hit it. In T-ball, you can't throw the ball onto the pole. If you did, that would be some skill. I mean, I want to see a person just throw a ball onto a T-ball and hit it. That would have been great. Okay. Of course, I did get some action there. I got to throw it to first base and stuff. But, now the story I like to tell, I've got 2 stories that I like to tell about my T-ball career. It's an amazing T-ball career. When I look back at it, I should have been a pro. I should have been best T-ball player in the state of Arkansas. Yeah. See, I managed to actually hit it to the fence, the back fence. Best hit of my life. It could have been an in-the-park home run, because as we know, I didn't get it that high to get over the fence, and it didn't even go through the fence because it didn't go that far. It went to the fence. I was running around the bases. I skipped second base. As you know, you can't skip base, or else you could just like, if you could skip bases, people would just go like first home, third home. You know, they might just run. They might just run everywhere. But can't get them out. But I skipped second base. The third base coach is like, go back, you gotta touch second base. So I'm like, oh. So I turn back. And by the time I get to close to second base, the kid has the ball. Me and him just like, we're like a stare off. Like a, you want to get me out? You want to get me out? You know, I'll step on that base before you touch me with that ball. We're like a deep stare, like a Western showdown, like guns blazing, you know, like at any moment I could be like, anyway, I didn't make it to second base. He tagged me because I just stood there. Now my second one is, you know how when people hit pop flies, it goes way in the air and then the person catches it and you're not supposed to go onto the base? I managed to make it all the way to third base. And that was an accomplishment because I never made it to any bases without getting out because I never slid. I never would slide into a base because I didn't want to get my nice white pants. How you doing?
Make sure you pick all that up. Y'all need to go to bed pretty soon because you've got church in the morning. To stay up till all hours of the night. Are you on the floor?
Probably. Or maybe the couch.
Okay. Alright.
Okay. See you tomorrow.
Hang those two shirts up.
Okay.
Good night, Austin.
Night, Mom. Yeah. So that was my wonderful mother. As I was saying, yeah, this is the downfall of shooting it in your bedroom. I mean, it's not even a fancy office. I don't even have a desk. I have to put my stuff on the floor. Jeez. Anyway, so I have my white pants. I don't want to slide because I don't want to get them dirty. You know, I want to make them pristine and crisp. So I never slid. I managed to make it to third base, however, and this was a great accomplishment for me. Now, the kid that was at bat, he hit it up in the air. The guy caught it. Meanwhile, I just ran. I just ran straight to home. I didn't even go back. So they're like, go back. And I just... It's pretty funny. It's pretty fun. Now, I have some friends. These friends are very, very interesting friends. Now, the one I'm going to talk about, his name is Matthew. This is probably the first albino I've ever seen. He has got light blonde hair and the whitest skin I've ever seen. To add on, he's a little chunky, you know? Like a boom boom. No offense, Matthew. Now, this guy, he likes to talk a lot of crap. And, yeah, it doesn't really work out for him. It doesn't. Because he just gets wrecked all the time. Now, I have another story for you guys. Now, this one, I could have seriously died from it. It is the scariest I've ever been. Most scared for all you grammar people who are going to be like, ugh, scariest? That's not a word. What are you doing? I'm like, scariest. So, we're playing hide and seek. Now, my friend has a garage, and in his garage, he's got 2 couches. One on top